Hello and welcome back to Pro Evolution Soccer 2020, where we've played the Brentford game off camera. 4-4 draw and won 4-3 on penalties. Quite the epic. And I'm really annoyed I didn't record it. I had a plan to say I'm not going to record that game because what we're going to do is do 3 games in this episode, but as a highlights package to see how it works, see which one you prefer. And after the Brentford game, we have Chelsea, Man United, Villa, which I think is 3 really good games to record and do as a highlights package. And then I was like, okay, I'll play the Brentford game offline. Did that. It was an absolute epic. We drew 4-4 and won 4-3 on penalties. And we used a new formation. And I'm going to stick with that formation because bloody hell, it's entertaining. This is the new formation that we've got. It's like a 4-3-3 sort of formation. We can mix it up as well to sometimes go with 2 attacking midfielders, like so. If we need goals, get a few more runners going through the middle, something like that. But at the moment, we're going to stick with what got the 4-4 draw against Brentford. Goals for lots of different people. Haaland got his first goal for the club. Olmo got his first goal for the club. Yeah, it was very, very interesting. So, yes, first up, Chelsea. Let's get into the game. It will be a highlights package, so I'm probably going to commentate the whole game and then I'll edit it and splice it up so that it's just the best highlights for you guys around. Let's go and have a look at our squad, see who's up for it. Haaland is still up for it. Everybody's looking pretty decent, to be honest, which is good. On the bench, Shelby, Joelinton, Williams, Manquillo, Shah, Longstaff and Carroll. Our chemistry is taking a hit at 52, but I think we'll be alright. Saint-Maximin, have we got, who can replace him? Joelinton can replace him. Yeah, let's go for that. We'll start Joelinton out there and go like that. Let's get into the game and see how we get on. We'll be back for kickoff. So hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to St James's Park for today's live game of Newcastle United versus Chelsea. Newcastle in an entertaining 4-4 draw in the FA Cup against Brentford, where they qualified on penalties in the previous game. Haaland and Olmo getting goals, their first goals for the club in that. Joelinton comes in to replace saint-maximin on the right hand side, and the only change for Newcastle. Chelsea getting a win in the FA Cup much more convincingly against their lower league team of Charlton Athletic. But the game is underway. Let's see how it unfolds. Samori pushed on from right back this time for Chelsea. Looks to beat Bentaleb. Poor pass. Hayden reads it. And there could be a chance of a counter, but Giroud picks up the loose ball after Kante's intercepted a shot. Hits the back stanchion. And wow, 14 minutes in, and that's Chelsea's first real attempt. But it remains 0-0. Bentaleb finds himself in a pocket of space up to Olmo. Olmo looks to 3 through Haaland. Haaland shoots Caballero with a fantastic save. And it still remains 0-0. And this game is just about coming to life after the 15-minute mark. A lovely bit of build-up play from Newcastle United. Rarely getting a foray forward. Haaland stayed on side. Caballero pulls out a wonderful save. And it will be a corner to Newcastle United. And what can Bentaleb do here? He looks to fire it across near post. Almiron with a shot, and it's another corner. A good block on the ball from N'Golo Kante at the near post. And Newcastle have another attempt to see what they can do, what they've been practicing on the training ground from Diego Maradona, as Kante still holds that place at the near post. Bentaleb fires it across. This one's towards the back post. Haaland can't get there, and Chelsea have looked to survive that little scare from Newcastle United. Willian has won a foul here. Almiron trying to get back to help and do his defensive duties, but just gives away a foul. Oh, it was Bentaleb, sorry, on Willian. Looked like he got the ball, but the referee gives a free kick. And Chelsea do have a tall team. They can probably cause some issues here. It's going to be Jorginho. Swings in the free kick. Yedlin under it. Kante gets up as well. Two of the smallest players on the pitch challenging for that header. Alonso fires a pass out. Wonderful ball to Tomori on the right-hand side. He's looking to hold it up and create space for a cross. Tries to put it in Lascelles with a great defensive header, but Kante is there, picks it up, lays it in. Pulisic bullied off the ball by Federico Fernandez. And it's a great bit of defensive play from Newcastle. So have the peace of mind to just build it out slowly from the back. There's some good runners moving forward that couldn't be picked out. And Newcastle nearly keep hold of the ball. They do now with Hayden. And it's a very interesting game, very tense. Not too many goal scoring opportunities, but let's see where the game moves forward as Joelinton into Olmo. Haaland goes back to Bentaleb, out to Almiron, back to Bentaleb again, into Hayden. Hayden round the corner to Olmo, back to Hayden. Hayden comes forward into Haaland. Haaland takes a touch and he's hit it the wrong side. He thought he'd given Caballero the eyes, but Caballero stayed strong and made a really good save. Lovely link-up play from the midfielders here for Newcastle as Hayden put it into Haaland's path. Could have shot first time and hits it at Caballero, but he did make a good save, and it's another corner to Newcastle United. So Bentaleb over this one. Looks to more float this one in. Pulisic at the near post gets it away. And Rose can't keep it alive. Willian back there defending. Plays it back to Kante, and Chelsea hold on to the ball really well. Willian up to Giroud. Giroud, great ball through for Pulisic. Pulisic 1-on-1. Fires it past Dubravka, and it's 1-0 Chelsea. 10 minutes to go in the first half. And Christian Pulisic, the American wonder kid, fires Chelsea in front. A wonderful through ball from Olivier Giroud. They built it out really well from the back, Chelsea, as Willian turned into Giroud. Took a touch which completely took the sails out of the game. Fed it through to Pulisic, and he's not going to miss that. Dubravka with literally no chance, and it's a 1-0 Chelsea as the game approaches half-time with just over 5 minutes to go until that point. Giroud up to Willian, back to Kante. Pulisic, he's got Willian running in. Lakers a space in the middle. Great save again from Dubravka. Newcastle have their goalkeeper to thank for this not being more, and Chelsea really coming into this game after that first goal. They've got lovely little intricate football. Willian in acres of space, tried a really quick outside of the boot shot, and Dubravka was on hand to make the save. Now it's Alonso to fire in the corner. Goes towards the back post. Bentaleb underneath it. It was going to fall to Pulisic, but Lascelles managed to get his head to it and just about clear the danger. Marcos Alonso into Kante. Kante to Alonso. Dummies the cross and then hits it straight into Dani Olmo's face. And he'll go behind, but that is half-time. 1-0 Chelsea. Pulisic's goal in the 37th minute is the difference. Let's go and see if there's any changes over the half-time break. We'll be right back. So as the second half is getting underway with Chelsea kicking us off. No changes for either team. Let's go and see if Newcastle have made any tactical tweaks as the game unfolds. Erling Haaland guilty of missing a wonderful chance, hitting the ball straight at Caballero in that first half. Let's see if they can continue to create chances in the second, but also try and keep Chelsea at bay as here they come. Giroud tries to put a ball through to Tomori, but Rose reads it very well and just knocks it back to his goalkeeper, Marcus Dubravka. Haaland exchanging passes with Almiron, looking for runners, but no real option. Bentaleb. Danny Rose plays it into Olmo, round the corner. Haaland, left-footed shot, great save from Caballero. Danny Rose can't get there, and it's cleared away for a throw-in. Second substitution for Newcastle then. Sean Longstaff on to replace Isaac Hayden in central midfield as they've got a dangerous throw-in position here. Almiron brings the ball down, uses Bentaleb into Rose, into Olmo. Olmo lays it out to Yedlin. Yedlin lays it back to Longstaff, just waiting for some movement. Picks out Saint-Maximin, but he's tackled. Back to Maximin again. And looking to get round Kante, but couldn't get past his countryman. And it's cleared away as N'Golo Kante is really forced backwards here. And Saint-Maximin has robbed him in a dangerous area. Into Haaland. Flicked on one more. Bentaleb with a shot. It hits Zuma and goes out for a corner. Newcastle piling on the pressure here. And really asking questions of that Chelsea defence. As in Caballero with a punch. It's not the best, and needs Zuma there to complete the clearance, and Willian picks it up and will stretch his legs and surely run here. But it's a good interception from Longstaff, but his long ball is poor and Kante reads it. Out to Willian on the edge. Christensen again. Almiron. Pressures Barkley. Alonso gets the ball. Maximin has to go up towards Haaland. Haaland releases Almiron. He's got Maximin on the other side if he can reach him, but Barkley's on for his fresh legs and just pushes Almiron off the ball. And that will probably be that for the end of the game, unless Newcastle can get something here. Jamal Lascelles tries to head it down to Shelvey. Shelvey goes long looking for Haaland, and it's gone over him. Zuma brings it down on his chest. And I'm sure that'll be another loss for Newcastle. It is 1-0 Chelsea, the final score. A disappointing performance. Newcastle created a lot, but just couldn't get that killer touch. Erling Haaland not fulfilling his big money price tag at the moment. As you can see the stats there, Chelsea dominate possession. Newcastle have more shots, but less on target. A pretty equal game. Lampard's team, the Chelsea Blues, come away with a 1-0 win. So other results from around the ground. Norwich lose 2-0 at home to Leicester. Wolverhampton Wanderers beat Brighton 1-0. Liverpool 4, West Ham 1. and Man United beat Sheffield United at Bramall Lane 4-2. Leaving the table looking like this: Man United top it on 19 points, Man City second 18 points, Liverpool third on 15 points, and Chelsea fourth on 14 points. Down the bottom end of the table, Newcastle sit one place above relegation, with Sheffield United, Bournemouth and Crystal Palace only the teams below them. So not a bad performance really. We're going to go into the game against Man United away from home. It's going to be tough, but we'll see what happens. A few more negotiations to deal with in here. We seem to be getting a lot of offers for people. 5.28 million, and Manquillo, yeah, I'd probably accept that for Manquillo. He's not very good. He can go to Crystal Palace and we can spend the money on getting other people in. Rob Elliott, he's moving. Darlow's moving. Matt Ritchie's got an offer of 7.7 from Porto. Wow, that's an odd one. He's got a minimum fee release clause, so just pay that. So there you go. Yeah, some odd deals coming in. We'll have to keep an eye on them. But let's get into the game against Man United, and we will be back for the live commentary of that game. See you then. So welcome to Old Trafford for Man United versus Newcastle. A few changes in both teams from their last fixtures. Newcastle's disappointing 1-0 defeat to Chelsea, although created chances, just couldn't put them in the back of the net. Bruno Fernandes starts for Man United in central midfield. Changes for the Newcastle lineup. We have saint-maximin back in the team. John Joe Shelvey gets a start, and Fabian Schär at the back challenging there Rashford for a header. Are the changes in the Newcastle lineup at the moment. Let's get back to the action, and we'll be with you if there's any highlights. Mutu on the left hand side into Shelvey. Mutu coming in for a rare start as well. Managing to put a cross in, looking for Haaland, and Jones gets it away. Shelvey lays it back. Bentaleb fancies a hit with his right foot, but it's blocked, and Pogba wins the header to get that away. Good start from Newcastle United. Danny Rose pounces on a loose ball from Fred. It looks to play it into Haaland's feet. Holds it up. Shelvey into Mutu, who started the game lively but tackled by Wan-Bissaka. Wins the ball back. High up the pitch though. Mutu dinks it across, looking for Olmo, and Lindelof wins the header. Had to get that one right. It's a fantastically fast start from Newcastle United, but we know that Man United are capable to hit them on the break. Here's Luke Shaw going forward on the left. Marcus Rashford pulls out to the left hand side into his strike partner Martial. Back to Fred. Bruno Fernandes beats John Joe Shelvey and gives it to Wan-Bissaka, but who's robbed by Danny Rose. Great defending there from the ex-Tottenham man as Mutu comes forward. Just holds off Wan-Bissaka, showing good strength. The Japanese international. Bentaleb up to Mutu. Out to Shelvey. Mutu caught late. Referee says play on. And Shelvey just spreads the play out looking for Olmo. Heads it down to DeAndre Edlin. We'll stay with this move, just see where it goes. Bentaleb into Shelvey. Shelvey into Erling Haaland. Haaland looks to try and get away. Couldn't create the space just enough. Olmo flicks it on one more. Saint-Maximin. Olmo tries to dink it in towards Haaland. Flicks it on. Shelvey does keep it alive. Mutu fires it low into Wan-Bissaka, and it will go behind for a throw-in. Bentaleb all the way across the field with a clever pass. Saint-Maximin up against Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw with a good tackle, but he gives away a cheap corner, getting the ball stuck under his feet. 20 minutes gone, and Bentaleb will fire this one in. Looks towards the back post for Olmo. Wan-Bissaka wins it. It's going to come to DeAndre Edlin, left-footed, and it's headed over the bar by Harry Maguire. Great effort from the American on his weaker foot. DeAndre Edlin with a wonderful strike there. It's headed away by Wan-Bissaka. DeAndre Edlin hit it well. Harry Maguire got his what Jamie Vardy would call big slab head in the way, and it goes behind for another corner. Bentaleb to fire another one in. He's looking in. De Gea with a punch away, and Rashford's there. Lays it back into Phil Jones, and they've worked that really well despite playing the ball back into the danger zone. Rashford held up. Goes back to Maguire, and Man United keep the ball. Haaland lays it off to Shelvey. A little bit of space opening up in the middle. Haaland's got the space onto his left foot. Sucks it in the corner. A wonderful goal from Newcastle United as Erling Haaland makes it 1-0 to the away team here at Old Trafford. Diego Maradona is delighted with that one. Wonderful passing manoeuvre. Haaland laid it off to Shelvey. Just waited for the space to open up. A clever pass through. One touch and a wonderful finish past a helpless David De Gea. It's 1-0 Newcastle United. And we'll see it again here. Shelvey with a wonderful ball through. That first touch to dink it up, and a controlled volley into the corner of the net. 1-0 Newcastle. Shelvey picks out Mutu. Back to Shelvey again. into Bentaleb. Newcastle playing with a freedom we've rarely seen this year. Bentaleb on his left foot and De Gea makes the save. Lovely flick round the corner from Haaland. And it's all connecting very well for Newcastle at the moment. Shelvey here laid it in to Bentaleb onto Olmo. Haaland flicked it on once more. Left-footed strike. Bit too close to David De Gea, but a wonderful, wonderful performance from Newcastle so far. As Bentaleb looks to link it in. Half an hour gone. Saint-Maximin under it. Lindelof wins the header. Comes to Danny Rose. Takes a touch. Maybe didn't need to and had to hit it first time, but Man United will look to break. Rashford forced backwards again. And Phil Jones just calmly gives it to Maguire. Bruno Fernandes picks up the ball in central midfield. Lays it off to Wan-Bissaka. Into Bruno Fernandes again. They've got runners. They had Anthony Martial in acres of space there. Rashford and Shah challenge from the ball. Nobody can get there. And Yedlin picks up the loose ball and just hoofs it away to clear his lines. Saint-Maximin wins the header. Danny Olmo up to Erling Haaland. Into Shelvey. Shelvey making this team tick in the moment. I'm surprised that he was left out of the last game. Shelvey looks to turn away from Maguire. Can't quite get away from him. Into Bentaleb, and Newcastle keep the ball very well. Yedlin, bit of space to run into. Really heavy touch. Goes for a slide challenge. Olmo keeps it alive. Saint-Maximin in a bit of space. Looks for Haaland in the middle. Gets above Phil Jones. It's past the post, and that is half time. And it's Haaland's goal, the difference. 1-0 here at Old Trafford. The home team will not be happy with that performance at all. So as the second half gets underway, Man United with the embarrassing stat of not having a single shot in that half. It's been all Newcastle United. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will not be happy with his team in red from there. Martial on the ball. He's got Rashford in a bit of space. Can he pick him out? He does. Early shot. Great save from Dubravka. And Man United's first shot of the game is an absolute thronker from Rashford and pulls out Dubravka into a wonderful save. You can just see both central defenders got drawn in. Rashford hit it first time. Lascelles trying to make a last-ditch block. But Dubravka is the last line of defence and does it very, very well. Newcastle dominating possession and 1-0 up and dominating the shot market as both teams go up there. Keeper comes out. Dubravka gets a punch to it. Martial turns away from Rose. Looks for Rashford in the middle. Gets his head on it. Dubravka touches it past the post again. Good goalkeeping from the Newcastle goalkeeper. And Man United are getting back into this game. Newcastle know that they are there for the taking on the counter-attack. But Martial with a header over the bar. Bruno Fernandes flicks around the corner to Martial. Martial up against Bentaleb. Referee plays on as Bentaleb was a bit late in the tackle. Luke Shaw turns his man really well into Martial, who's in the box. And Fabian Schär coming in for his first game of the season. Actually does really well. Yedlin up to Olmo. Olmo flicks it on first time to Haaland. Looks for Shelvey. Shelvey on one more to Mutu. There's been great connections in this Newcastle team today. Shelvey. Olmo into Haaland. Haaland left-footed strike. De Gea makes the save. It remains 1-0 and an hour's gone. A triple substitution for Newcastle. Carroll, Dummett and Longstaff on. Bentaleb, Mutu and Danny Rose off. And Fernandes off for Man United. Replaced by Scott McTominay. As Man United get the game back underway. Paul Pogba forced backwards. Looks for Luke Shaw. Puts a ball in. Shaw is just about there to stop Rashford getting on the end of it. Olmo. He's got Shelvey in space again. Shelvey up to the newly fresh-legged ball on Andy Carroll. Pogba actually gets really well into that pass. Fred looks up towards Rashford. It's going to be a relentless end to the game. McTominay out to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw takes a heavy touch but still gets round Yedlin. In it goes. Lingard. Rashford. Longstaff manages to get his body in the way. A little hint of handball there from Sean Longstaff. But they hold on. 2 minutes of injury time. McTominay on the edge of the box. Back to Fred. Fred out to Wan-Bissaka. Then it goes to Lingard. Lingard puts the ball in around the corner. Shah's there. Takes a heavy touch. McTominay shoots. It's going to fall to Lingard. Jesse Lingard puts it in at the near post. And it's 1-1. Heartbreak for Newcastle United. And Jesse Lingard has got the important equalizer for United. Just couldn't clear their lines, Newcastle. McTominay shot block. Lascelles brought it down rather than hooking it away. And Lingard makes it 1-1. And it's heartbreak for Newcastle United fans as Nemanja Matic comes on for Fred in the last few seconds of the game. And there it is. It was the last kick of the game. 1-1 here at Old Trafford. Man United do not deserve that. Newcastle hard done by. Really, really disappointing. Oh, so unlucky for Diego Maradona's Geordie army. But 8 shots to Man United 7, 5 on target to Man United 3, and a much more possession. Diego Maradona will be going home feeling like that. His points dropped Whereas before the game, he would have taken a 1-1 draw, I'm sure. So around the grounds then, Chelsea beat Norwich 2-0. Leicester beat Wolves 2-0. Brighton and Hove Albion lost 1-0 at home to Liverpool. West Ham and Watford played out a 0-0 draw. Aston Villa beat Sheffield United 3-0. Crystal Palace lose to Arsenal 4-1. Man City beat Bournemouth 3-0. Tottenham and Everton both win 1-0 at home against Southampton and Burnley respectively. So next up, a home game against Aston Villa. And I think we have a few more. Yeah, McRitchie. They've proposed a counter offer, so we'll quickly go and check that out and then we'll get into the game. So they've offered £9.583 million for Matt Ritchie, which I sort of do want to accept, but if we can get them to pay the minimum fee, then that's what we'll go for. So, but yeah, I was impressed by Mutu in that game as well. So let's get into the Villa game and see how the team's going to look. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to St James's Park, where Newcastle are taking on Aston Villa in a game that Diego Maradona would have pinpointed for 3 points in his early reign as Newcastle manager. A few changes again to the lineup. Both new fullbacks come in. Manquillo and Jetro Williams play left and right back for Newcastle United. Lejeune comes in at centre back, and Matt Ritchie gets a game. Reportedly, Porto from Portugal are making a bid for Matt Ritchie. So we'll have to see how that unfolds in the game. But the game is underway, and let's see if Newcastle can get 3 very needed points against Aston Villa today. And John McGinn picks up the ball, looks for Wesley. Looked like it might be offside. Used good pace, and Lascelles get back to him to block the shot. El Ghazi fires it in. McGinn with a header. It's just over the bar. 5 minutes in, not the start Newcastle fans wanted, and McGinn heads just over the bar. Wesley here, Lascelles got back at him well to block the shot. It came out to El Ghazi, took his time, fired it across. McGinn's header just over the bar, had Dubravka struggling, but it remains 0-0. So it'll be interesting to see how this Newcastle back four gets on. Obviously 3 new players from last week in it. As Lascelles nearly gives the ball away there, looking to find Jetro Williams, does with the second attempt, and Newcastle bring it forward. But yeah, Rose, Shah and the right back, whose name escapes me at the moment, all dropped for this game, as Ritchie looks to swing a ball in, finds John Joe Selvey into Haaland. Haaland with a touch off the post, and in it goes, and what a goal from Newcastle out of nothing really, as Erling Haaland creates the goal, or scores the goal, and it was a lovely finish in off the post. And is he finding his form now? 2-2 for Erling Haaland. A wonderful, wonderful goal, as it was worked out here to Ritchie on the right hand side, onto his left foot, picked out Shelby, flicked round the corner, first time finish from Haaland, in off the post, and it's 1-0 Newcastle, pretty much out of nothing, but they will take that. 1-0 to the Geordies as the game gets underway. 11 minutes gone. Great entertainment here at St James's Park. Longstaff comes forward, picks out Olmo, into Haaland. Haaland holds it up, tries to give it back to Olmo, but Tyrone Mings just get back at him, but a late call from the referee. I think he's brought this back for a foul on Erling Haaland, asking for a yellow card. Must have been a little bit of a boots or studs on the ankle or down the Achilles. Haaland not happy at all. Just got this away, sort of played it in, and he's just stood on his foot, John McGinn. A dangerous position for a free kick here as Dani Olmo, Bentaleb not on the pitch, Dani Olmo trying to stake his claim as the free kick taker. It's a bit close to goal, but hits the bar. What an effort from on the rebound. The shot saved again, and Gilbert gets it away as Ritchie looks to dink it back into the box, and nothing happening there. Longstaff gives it to Javi Manquillo. Newcastle, although started dangerously and not very well, they are now really getting into this game. Williams comes forward, lays it back to Shelby. Shelby just trying to create a bit of space, finds Longstaff. He'll have a hit from range. It hits the defender and it will go behind for a corner. 25 minutes gone, and Newcastle are just exerting the pressure you would have thought they would have done against a team like Aston Villa, as Marvellous and Kambe heads the ball away, and El Ghazi looks to create a counter-attack here, and McGinn has a few options but has surely delayed that too long. As and Kambe back to Gilbert. He goes up looking for Wesley, turns Lejeune really easily, as Wesley through, shoots from range and just past the post. What a counter-attack from Aston Villa. You can see it here, flooding numbers forward. It was Gilbert laid it into Wesley, turned Lejeune really easily, got it back to that right foot, had the shot. I'd say Dubravka was beaten, but it went past the post. Trezeguet finds himself in a bit of space, tries to get the ball in towards Wesley. I think did win the header, and it might go behind for a corner. No, Manquillo saves it from that and puts it out for a throw-in. Good defending from Javi Manquillo, who has a arranged move away from Newcastle to go through in January, but he's read that throw-in like a really bad book. But then given the ball away to John McGinn. John McGinn. Lejeune is there. Can't quite get the ball. Taylor looks to dink it in towards Wesley. Dubravka just sort of swings a hand at it. And it just about worked, really. Shelvey and Elmo try to play themselves out of trouble, but don't really get it working. Marvellous Nkambe into John McGinn for Aston Villa. The away team really starting to get back into the game. Wesley had a shot from range. And Elmo with enough time to let the ball bounce and bring it down. Didn't pick out the best of passes. And Shelvey's played it against Maximin, who was on the floor. Wesley looking to get in behind again. And he has got the pace to get away from Lejeune. And that is 1-1. A calamity of errors for Newcastle. And they find themselves equal in a game. And it's been coming. And it is 1-1 at half-time. Erling Haaland's goal equalled by Wesley in the first half. It's all square here at St James's Park. No changes at half-time for either team in the second half gets underway. Wesley being a bit of a thorn in the side for the new centre-back partnership of Lascelles and Lejeune. And neither full-back really covering themselves in glory for Newcastle, as Manquillo and Jetro Williams came in for the normal starting full-backs of Danny Rose and the right-back I still can't remember. John Joe Shelvey picks up the ball. Aston Villa on the defensive here. McGinn tackles really well and they keep Olmo flicks it inside, picks out Longstaff into Haaland. Haaland back to Longstaff, gets the shot off, deflected. Tom Heaton makes an easy save at the end of it, but a good move from Newcastle. They need to get more of them happening in this game to get the win. That good little interchange of passes between Haaland and Maximin. Maximin, is he going to have the pace to get past El Mohammadi? He actually gets the wrong side of El Mohammadi. Lays it back in. Haaland with a shot. Heaton with a save. Good save from the English goalkeeper. 15 minutes to go. And Newcastle are turning the screw. 2 substitutions for Villa and 3 for Newcastle United. Rose on for Williams. Bentaleb on for Olmo. And Joelinton on for John Joe Shelvey. So is it a 2-striker formation? Or are we going to see Joelinton playing in a bit more of a versatile position in the centre of the park, replacing John Joe Shelvey? Let's wait and find out. Lejeune goes up to Haaland. Haaland round to Bentaleb. It's a really poor touch from Erling Haaland. Bentaleb caught on his toes. Not really focusing. Haaland looking like he's absolutely dead out on the pitch. You're going to surely have to have some rotation from Maradona soon, as Manquillo is chasing back Trezeguet. Trezeguet's got the pace. Manquillo sort of just holds him up. Blocks the cross, but it's still in. Wesley with a header. Dubravka makes the save. It's cleared away. There's the full-time whistle. 1-1 here. Both goals coming in the first half. Disappointing for Newcastle. They probably would have expected to win that game, but it's another point on the board. And let's go and see what the other results were around the grounds and what that's done to the league table. So, Norwich and Man United play an entertaining 2-2 draw out at Carrow Road. Wolverhampton Wanderers lose at Molineux 4-0 to Chelsea. Liverpool and West Ham United 1-0 wins against Leicester and Brighton. Sheffield United and Crystal Palace draw 2-2. Arsenal 1-1 with Man City, a good result for the team from North London. Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 1, Southampton 2, Everton 2, and Watford and Burnley play out a 0-0 draw. So the table looks like this. Man City leapfrog Man United into top position, with Liverpool and Chelsea making up the Champions League spots. Aston Villa, with that draw against Newcastle, go into 5th. Newcastle still 1 place above the relegation zones, above of Sheffield United, Bournemouth and Crystal Palace. So 3 pretty entertaining games, I feel. You'll have to let me know, do you prefer me doing the one game as a whole match, or this highlight sort of package like this where we'll do 2 or 3 games an episode? I just wanted to give you a flavour of the sort of ideas I've got for Pro Evo this year, so let me know down below which one you prefer. You get obviously more games in the highlights package, but you get less. You probably get a similar amount of game time overall. I think we could sell Fernandes, you know. I'm going to accept it. We're going to have a big investment in January in new players. Manquillo, negotiations were successful, yeah. Darlow's going, Elliott's going. Matt Ritchie, wasn't it? They've come back with 9.5. Let's just accept that. He's not. I know he had a good bit of the build-up play in the goal against Aston Villa, but not too fussed if we let him go. But thank you so much for watching. We'll come back for... I might let this video have the weekend, so you can leave some comments to say if you prefer the highlights package or just showing one game. And then we'll come back and it will be either Newcastle v Everton as a one-off game, or we'll do Newcastle, Everton and Burnley Newcastle as a highlights package. But thank you so much for watching. For now, I'm out. Cheers.